Thank you for clicking on our faces. I am C the Superior, and I am here with my co-host.
Oh, the great Grand Slam Poobah. Hi.
And we are not journalists, but we are geeks, and we're here to bring you the geek news of the week. Now, before we get into anything in relation to the topics of today, we saw our headline, a couple of the things we'll be talking about, so stay tuned for that. But
Yes.
the both of us have seen Fantastic Four, and I haven't heard any of the great Grand Slam Poobah's thoughts. So do share, do tell, please.
I went to go see it yesterday with a friend.
Okay.
It was a great time, and I honestly just gotta say, just to sum it all up, I had a good time watching this movie. So, Fantastic Four is not like my favorite property in Marvel, but there's a respect there because they're the first family of Marvel, and I
Okay.
did enjoy that stuff from the mid 2000s. I know everyone hates 2015. I didn't hate it, but I only watched it once, so I guess that gives you my vibe on it. But I thought this movie was well done. I thought they did a great job on the characters. One of my favorite characters was the Thing, and I think one of the things I really, really liked about the Thing was that he really looked like the Thing from the comics, the way the design was and everything like that. So I like that. Johnny's always been. I kind of like Johnny because he's an arrogant dude. I
Uh-huh.
thought it was interesting that they went with a female version of
Silver
Silver.
Surfer.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. But I had a good time. But the main thing is, we got a Galactus. I love that so much because in 2007, I felt like I got kicked in the balls and I didn't deserve that. But this one, we got a full-fledged Galactus, human, not just
Okay.
Captain Planet Dust. I was very happy. I was very pleased with his performance. I know a lot of people did not like. I don't want to spoil anything, but I enjoyed the movie. I'm sorry, don't want to enjoy it, but I did enjoy that. We got a full-fledged Galactus, and I do look forward to seeing how the Fantastic Four fits into this timeline. And one of the things I thought was really, really cool because Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, they created the Fantastic Four. This universe is 828. And I learned because right after I watched the movies, I like to look up things where they talk about, Easter eggs you might have missed and stuff like that. But the Easter egg for that is that's Jack Kirby's birthday, August 28th. And I just thought that was just so cool.
Oh, you might have heard that on a previous Geek News episode when we talked about it on the show as well.
I felt like I was exposed for not listening. But yes, there we go. It was said right here.
But you know what? Something you said made me think of UPR battles potentially. Galactus versus Captain Planet. Who will win? Who will win in that fight? Do you think?
Whoever I represent, that's who I got for you.
Well, I had a couple thoughts about a Fantastic Four. I saw it opening night, and
Nice.
I was going to do a short about it, but then time got away from me. But long story short, I enjoyed it. I hate to be this person, but I will be. I feel like it's better than Superman. I feel like
Ooh.
tonally it just makes sense. I feel like the everything from the set designs to the music, to specifically the music, to just everything just was so on brand for Fantastic Four. Like thematically, it all made sense. Whereas Superman, I felt like some things were off. Like this punk rock Superman didn't really feel like a Superman to me.
Sure.
But everything in Fantastic Four felt like it made sense within the characters, within the movie. And there was stakes in the movie. You actually felt like, okay, there's some stuff that might actually happen here. Like somebody might die, something might actually go wrong. There was really good acting, like complex emotions being displayed on screen. All in all, I really enjoyed it. Again, I liked it better than Superman. Please let us know in the chats what your thoughts are about Fantastic Four. But we are getting into a little bit more geek news. We brought a little bit of information for you guys, some headlines from the week. And
Oh.
why don't you take it away?
Oh, lovely. I'm going first. This is
All right.
I'm not used to this at all, but I was not prepared for this. But you know what? I'm gonna start with this because I told you off air a few days ago. I was like, man, I got some Marvel news. And he was like, cool, I'll leave the Marvel news to you and I'm gonna find some other stuff. But I do want to start off before we do Marvel. I wanted to highlight this because I just thought this was pretty big news in the video game world because I feel like that all fits into the geek news stuff. But Nintendo has confirmed that Peach and Mario are just good friends. They are just friends. Right. I mean, I'm looking at this picture and I feel like I'm misled. But Nintendo sits here and says, Nintendo clarified on July 23rd of this year via their Nintendo Today app. I didn't know they even had an app. Today I learned they had an app that
Uh-huh.
Mario and Peach are just good friends who help each other out. And
Wow. After all of these years.
I feel like Nintendo, and I was talking to a friend about this, Nintendo don't really care about their lores like that. Like, there's a
Mhm.
lore in Sonic and even Legend of Zelda, like to
Yeah.
a degree, because like there's this lore, and I don't know. But Nintendo, and that's still Nintendo property. But I feel like contradict myself. But like they just don't get. I'm like, all this time, there's been so many times where it's been displayed and it's
Yeah,
otherwise.
even it felt like in the newer movie, like there was some, potential there.
Chemistry.
Yeah, I don't know when that's wild. I can't believe that. I know a lot of people will be disappointed. A lot of people shipped them throughout the years, and rightfully so. It's
Well, you know what I personally think. I mean, I thought Mario and Peach was together, but I think I see what it is. Peach have wandering eyes, and it's all for Wario.
oh
Wario is
no.
that's
It's
Wario.
it's
Juicy
definitely Bowser. It's definitely Bowser, bruh. That's the one.
Bowser's the side piece, but Wario's the husband you go to. Look at him; he's peak man.
She
Like
doesn't want Wario. She wants Bowser. Like that's all the fan fictions are about her and Bowser, man. She's always running off to his castle. Even the damn song Peaches, 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 Peaches. Come on now.
no, Bowser isn't to Peach, but Peach is not. Peach is playing him. But yes, Bowser, I agree, because Bowser made a song, and there's not too many guys who make songs about someone that they care about. So I get your point. But I just thought that was interesting. Like you said, 40 years of this, and all of a sudden now it's like, oh no, they're not.
Right. All of a sudden, okay, whatever they say, we know it's a lie, Nintendo. But you gotta save face, I guess.
Still shipping them.
It's still shipping them for sure. But let me go ahead and completely transition it right to something a little spooky, right?
Ooh.
Aaron Tayler Johnson, spooky new role. Looks as if, according to a film seal, Aaron Taylor Johnson and Lily Rose Depp will be starring in this new series called Werewolf. This new movie called Werewolf. It's created by the same director who did Nosferatu. And funnily enough, both of those actors were in Nosferatu together.
Oh, wow.
But again, according to Film Seal, Robert Eggers is returning with Aaron Taylor Johnson and Lily Rose Depp for Werewolf, his next gothic horror feature set in the 13th century England. So screenshot it and take a look at it. What I thought was interesting, right, is because they're going to be married in this movie. They weren't that in the other movie. But if you know anything about Robert Eggers, he has a specific tone and style in his movies that either you love it or you don't like it at all. Like some people really enjoy his movies. It's very artsy, cinematically. It's very interesting. But if you're like me, I don't know. I don't have much hope for it because he a couple of movies he's done. He did Nosferatu. He did one. I want to say it's called like The Northman or something like that. He has a specific tone, and none of it is particularly appealing to myself. But he's also supposed to be directing the Labyrinth kind of reboot sequel movie, and I'm concerned because I'm a big Labyrinth girly. But anyway, the Werewolf is going to be the next movie in his repertoire, along with Aaron Taylor Johnson and the like. But it looks like we got a comment here. Hey, how's it going? Now, question. I think I know the answer to this, but have you seen Nosferatu?
No.
Okay, thought so. But it's definitely for me, it dragged, man. It dragged. And that was my problem with this director. A lot of his movies that I've seen tend to drag. He also did, I want to say it's The Witch. And that one I think that was probably his best film, but that one dragged as well. But we'll see what happens with this. But please feel free to take the floor. What next bit of geek news?
I just want to simply say, because I remember you shot me this in a private chat, and I was looking at it, and I said, man, this guy like plays every role. Like, shout out to Aaron Tayler Johnson. I hope I'm saying his name right, because you have like a lot of names.
Yeah.
But shout out to him because he's always playing something.
Yeah, he did. I felt like he retired or something for a while, but he came back.
Really?
He's out doing a whole bunch of stuff now. So good for him.
I mean, just real quick, and I'll take the floor. But when was this? Because I feel like he's never retired.
So okay, there was a large gap between what was that movie? Ultron.
Okay.
and freaking what's that damn
Craven?
movie? Yeah,
Not Craven.
Craven. I feel like those were his last two. I could be wrong unless he did like some artsy fartsy movie that I may have missed.
Artsy fartsy.
Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, there's a long ass gap in between. So
I didn't realize that. That's interesting because I feel like he's never gone away, and he probably have, and I just never noticed it. So okay, good eye, good eye.
all right.
Uh, taking the floor here. I hope that I clicked the right thing because I thought I put this all together, but I did not. My apologies. But I want to talk about Marvel here. My
Okay.
last two pieces of stuff is Marvel here. But Kevin Feige confirms that Blade is a go. Yeah, I remember that movie, right? Yeah, I remember. And he says, as reported by Deadline, he revealed that there have been 4 different versions of this movie,
Wow.
and this movie is going to be set in the modern day. I'm trying to read this right here because it's so low. Modern day, and explain that Marvel doesn't want to straightforward action. They want to do a different thing. And there was another piece I got here that I didn't upload, but I just wanted to read it. What Kevin Feige said here. Let me see if I can find it. Of course, I can't find it when I need
But
it.
no,
Oh, here it is. He said we didn't want to put leather outfit on him and have him straight killing vampires. You can start and have a good script and make it a great script throughout production, but we didn't feel confident. We didn't feel confident we could do that on Blade. We didn't want to do that to Marshall and didn't want to do that to us. So they're not rushing this film, as you can tell, because this movie has been in production for almost 10 years at this point. I honestly forgot about this movie, to be honest with you.
I
Do
didn't
you
forget it. I just thought it was done, like they were going to go back to it. But to say
okay?
that they don't want Blade wearing leather and just, fighting people, that's what Blade does. What do you mean? That he wears leather and he
Mhm,
kicks ass? Like, what are we doing here? And the fact that they had 4 different versions
mhm,
of this movie is kind of scary to me because for them
mhm.
to be so different, they said 2 set in the past and 2 set in the present day. So what is going on with this script? What is happening here? Was it originally in the past and then they saw Sinners? They're like, all right, F it, we can't do it in the past. Now there's another vampire movie, black led vampire movie in the past. So maybe they transitioned to
You know,
present day.
you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that they're trying to find a way to make them fit into this current version of MCU because right now we're in I want to say it's phase 6. I apologize. And now they're like, well, how do and I don't think he can put them in phase 6 at this point because they have already structured on how everything is. So phase 7, how do you make that work? I guess is what they're trying to do. And maybe they try to bring them in around the time. So I'm not trying to jump on the gun here and whatnot, but they're saying right now Secret Wars and I forget what the other one is called. It's supposed to be like a reboot to right. It's supposed to be like this reboot for the MCU, and maybe that's where they're trying to figure out like where to place him. Is my thought process.
I don't want no Disney 5 Blade. I tell you what,
No, me either.
yeah, I want cursing, fighting, leather wearing Blade. I don't know what they're going to do with him. I hope they don't like try to.
Disney
Yeah, I
5.
don't know. I don't even know. I hope they just don't do anything stupid with him. I
No.
heard rumors that there was supposed to be some sort of Blade
Mhm.
apprentice, like young child or something. I don't know how true it was,
Whoa.
but I hope that's not the case. I don't want to see a Blade that's out here. I gotta be a dad now, and now this is
it's
right
it's
when
ha-
he is Blade.
it's Halloween, and he just give kids candy.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll do that to him though, because I feel like when with certain properties, they know they can't do that. Like Daredevil, they didn't do that to. I have confidence in what they're going to do with the Punisher because Punisher is not going to be like, high five, champ. No, that's not him. He's going to blast your freaking head off. So I think they know that with Blade. I think they just want to know. I mean, really, I'm sorry. I think they're just trying to figure out placement for him more than anything.
no, I think there's more argument for it than against it because even with the Punisher
Sure.
season 2, what did they do? They gave him a pseudo s daughter
Oh
in
yeah.
that season,
Oh.
right? Yeah, yeah, in season 2,
Oh.
and she not his real daughter, but she like played like a young ward he had to like protect or whatever. They
Mhm.
did it with Thor. They've done it with Obi-Wan. They've done it with Hawkeye. They've done it with what's the name, Agatha. They've done it with so many things. Doctor Strange, even though America is probably never going to be seen again. I've heard no whispers or mutters about that character.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I just hope they don't do that with Blade because I just want him to be badass and just the Blade that we are most familiar with.
Familiar with. No,
Yeah.
I get you, and I think that some of the characters that you named, I'm not gonna say every last character, some of them that they benefited from that. I think about when you said they did with Hawkeye. I think that was a great way to introduce Kate Bishop. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like some of them it benefit. I don't know where they're gonna
That
go with.
was at the beginning of the turn. That was close to when they just started doing that. But then they
Okay.
wore it out. They wore it
Oh,
out.
okay. I see what you're saying. After a while, it became a trope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
okay.
It's too
I
much.
get you.
Too
I get
much.
you. I get you.
But anyway, back to Geek News. I have a headline. This is like a two-parter headline, and I'm very much excited
Whoa.
for this news. Okay, so if you're familiar with my channel at all, See the Superior, you know that I discussed Interview with the Vampire. Now, Interview with the Vampire title is officially out. And the Vampire Lestat is in, plus casting news. So this is very interesting because I haven't heard of a show do this before. I could be wrong. So please let me know in the comments if there's other shows that have done this. But they originally started off as The Interview with the Vampire, season 1 and season 2. Now for season 3, they're completely changing the name, even though it's the same show with the same characters. And they're going for the Vampire Lestat. So with that being said, I don't know if that they're planning on saying the Vampire Lestat like season 1, or would this still be like a season 3, even though it's a different name? But again, it's a continuation of the series. It's going in order of the books. So I thought it was really interesting that they actually announced over Comic-Con this weekend that they're completely changing the title of the show.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
So yeah, it's going from Interview with the Vampire to the Vampire Lestat. But also, this is a little clip from Black's Media confirming the Interview with the Vampire is now the Vampire Lestat for season 3, as it shifts into Lestat's wild POV with rockstar twists. Behind the scenes teaser just dropped at Comic-Con, giving fans their first look at the chaos to come. What also it was interesting about this reveal is that a lot of the characters from season 2 are returning, characters that I clearly must be, spoiler alert if you haven't read these old ass books,
Spoiler.
had a chance to watch this fantastic show. But some of these characters are dead. So they're coming back apparently in this new season. But they also dropped new cast members for the upcoming season. And I got a little clip here. So it looks like we have a couple names and a couple characters we're going to have in this in the season. We're going to have Christine Clare come in, Baby Jinx. We're going to have Magnus. We're going to have Marius. We're going to have Gabriella De Lion Courts. And we're also going to have Arakasha, but they have not revealed who this actress is. And it makes me think, are they doing this to protect this actress? Because, whenever there's like this adored character, sometimes you get the fans that don't want to just want to hate on whatever actress they choose. Or is it that we won't get much of this character in the 3rd season? So they're like holding it off as a big reveal. And maybe we probably won't even get it till like the last episode of the season. And it's like a back shot.
This character that you're talking about, because I was looking at the pictures, the very last character you're talking about. I don't know. That looked like from the Dam with the Leas. That's not the same one, right?
Yeah, it's in the same universe. So it's the Queen of the Damned was further like another book in this series, but it does
the same world.
Yeah, it's the same world, same characters even, because this is the Lestat. The main character in Queen of the Damned is this guy. He's more book accurate though. In Queen of the Damned, they made him like this brown head, like emo guy. But Lestat has always been like blonde haired, blue eyes in the book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I've never saw the movie. I've always just, heard of it and I'm familiar with it. And that's why when I was looking at the picture, I was like, that looked like a Leah.
It is. So we'll see who they pick,
I think I don't know much about this. Obviously you educate me on this, but I think that it's not like they're just trying to keep it as a surprise. And I think they should do that. Not reveal who it is. And then when you see it, you're like, oh my God, I don't know. I kind of like stuff like that where you just have no idea about it. So I even though I'm not a big follower of this or not a follower at all, I would just surprise the fans with that.
Yeah. And if you haven't watched it, go ahead and check out this show. It is so good. It doesn't get the coverage that it deserves, doesn't get the promo that it deserves. It's a lot of it is like the fans demanding and pushing it. So if you haven't watched Interview with a Vampire, check it out. It's a great show, fantastic, one of the best acted shows on right now. But anyway, that's the geek news for that portion. Do you have any other slides you'd like to discuss this episode?
Well, the very last thing I got on my end is Marvel again here. I was playing it pretty safe this week when I was just doing Nintendo and Marvel news. But Kevin Feige again, he says Kang wasn't Thanos.
Huh? That's a theory?
That's what he said. Kang is not Thanos. He says, referring to John Major's legal troubles, Kevin Feige, he says, before what happened to the actor, we have started to realize Kang wasn't Thanos. He added that there was only one character that could be that because he was in the comics for decades and decades, and because of Fox acquisition. So they wanted to do Doom. I wanted to highlight this because I just think this is BS here. I think that I don't think that I think the stuff that happened with Jonathan Majors, they just wanted to get rid of him and all that stuff. So I just wanted to highlight, like, yeah, I thought that was crap. I had a whole lot of thoughts in it and stuff into it, but obviously days and stuff, and I don't remember every last thought I was saying. But I thought Kevin Feige was full of crap here, honestly.
They had a whole movie plan. Wasn't it going to be like Kang Dynasty or something that was coming out? I feel like they were crafting a lot of it to be centered around Kang.
Right.
So and he's not the Thanos. I mean, I'm assuming that to mean like he wasn't the big bad of this, phase of the MCU is what I'm taking it to mean. And I don't know. I guess no, but it didn't seem that way to me.
No, it didn't either. And a lot of people are saying that because if you even look at the end of Ant-Man 3, they're already hyping up the Kang Wars and everything.
Yeah.
Like that. So it doesn't even make sense to me. I think the stuff that happened and this man got blamed, honestly, let's be real, because he didn't do anything.
That's not true, but keep going.
I'll say and said the video that I saw, I never saw him lay a hand on the woman. I never saw anything else. But
text messages and everything else, and he was already found to be guilty for several of those counts.
All I'll say is this: I'll just straight to the point. I think they were going to do it, and they just removed him, and he's coming up with another term about coming up with all this other stuff, and I just thought that was BS. That's plain and simple.
Yeah, I don't think that's true either. I think that they definitely had plans to make him the Thanos of the phase.
And honestly, he's not going to be Thanos. Anything after Thanos, they can't be Thanos. They need to be their own thing. And when I hear stuff like that, I just think that's such a cheesy way out of things, because Doom is a big deal. Don't get me wrong. He's a very, very big deal, but I'm not comparing him to Thanos and so on and so on. These are their own characters. So I don't know. I think there's other ways I can word this, but plain and simple, I'm still going to watch Marvel movies. I'm not going to stop. But you're lying.
Yeah, that's a lie.
I personally think you're lying. Yes.
But we'll see. What they do. It's a shame, though, regardless of his innocent or guilty status. It's a shame that the character kind of fell by the wayside, because Kang definitely came across as really interesting as a character. Aside from that stupid death that they gave him, quote unquote death in Quantum Mania, what that horrible movie was.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people felt that too. I mean,
they really built him up in Loki. Loki did a lot of the a lot of the heavy lifting when it came to this character, and I would have enjoyed seeing more of Kang, even if they had to recast, but they didn't do that. So here we are. But here we are. And also, that is our show. Please like and subscribe and join us. Usually we do this on Sundays. So check us out on Sundays for Geek News. And Eyes of Wakanda comes out on August 1st, excuse me. So I'm going to talk to the trio about doing it.
Oh, okay. We'll talk. I'll wait for off air.
They're dropping all 4 episodes at once, so it's just going to be 4 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so stay tuned for any announcements about that. But if we're not covering it, please do watch it on Disney Plus. They're literally just dropping it and letting it do as it may. So I'm hoping that people support it. It's an animated series. It looks really beautiful. They had a trailer that dropped for it earlier today. So go check it out and check us out. And see you later. Bye. See ya.
Bye.